Assalamu alaikum. The new kuneka is a turak Santa, Dilen Girem. Okay, let me just get this straight. I am feeling so blessed right now, Paski. Hamnane, Nubari, Sumagana. And the thing is, it's not like I don't want to come on here, right? I always want to come on. But I don't feel like I'll be real if I came on and I had a lot of my own shit to sort out. You know, I can't bring on any type of vibe or any type of, just sort of comfort or anything positive if there's something not right in my life. That would kind of make me a hypocrite. So this is why I usually just take time off to get my shit together, Balamanyo on feet, and start talking to you guys and, trying to encourage you to do the right thing, trying to change if you have something wrong, just trying to encourage people to be more positive and be more of themselves and adapt to new changes, because we're all going through changes at the moment. And I think right now is the right time for us to all reflect. We've had a whole year of coronavirus, I keep on telling you this. We've had immense time to sit down and reflect on what changes we need to do, the people we need to reach out to. It's never too late to fix an issue or a relationship, especially when it comes to family, because at the end of the day, family is all we have. So, as I was saying before, it's like I needed to be there more for my family. Instead of coming on Facebook Live and start giving these talks and things like that. So I'm back today, and I appreciate every single person that sent out a message to, just say how are you, that kind of thing. But no, dumabai. Inshallah, I'm not gonna stop this. I'm not trying to again, for anything. I'm doing this because I feel like it's time for us to just talk. Most of us don't talk anymore. Then I guess you book and by then you'll talk 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or I'm the family member don't get but I hell I ditch, things like that. And I'm just like, okay, how are we going to fix our bonds without conversation? And that's completely impossible. So me coming on here, I just feel like sometimes somebody will take something from it and will try and, change their lives for the better, and that's what this is all about. So if you're just coming on, you're watching the Chit Chat with Chat, and I'm Chat Drame, of course, and Chat Drame Jallo. Before my in-laws start calling me Chat Drame Jallo. And it's been a minute. Man, and to get him like what they're gonna yell for all the encouragement and all the support and all the media houses that I've been reaching out. For now, I don't want to sign up with any media houses because I don't feel like I am ready yet. So it's not like I am declining. It's not like I am ignoring your offers, but I just feel like how am I gonna prep some boba? I'm gonna deliver. Because, like I said, I'm not stopping. So today, your body, they might take this out of context. I'm not trying to single out any companies. I'm not trying to talk about any company whatsoever. I am just generalizing something that I've noticed in Banjul. And I feel like this is sort of bringing us down. It's also sort of not helping the situation that we have. As a developing country, we need to, like I said before, change our ways, see what we need to fix. And that starts from Siko, Sun Kilifai, Sun Magi, Sun Bosi, all the people that we have in our lives that we call our leaders, right? This is basically, I'm throwing this at you, and I want you to ñakama deglo xol ngeen deglo ma xel parce que dama nekk ndaw te Gambian la te wax dëgg ne yàlla I've worked in Gambia and I know what it is like to work for government, and I know what it's like to work for private. And I know what it feels like to run my own business. And starting from the top, right? Our first administration. I don't like to talk about government, but we all know, right? We all know. Everybody says that you don't legal government doing that. You know, it's all over social media. We talk about it all the time. You know, we tend to just say things like, government be not going dara. You know, you don't legal government doing there. And things like that. But Mandama believe in leadership. Any company, any administration, any establishment should be ran on some form of directive, some form of you know what, keep my boss, but at the end of the day, the boss is humble enough to listen to his staff. You know, keep my lead marketing. You know, does that person actually fit the bill? So you have people in our government, sorry to say this, I'm going to start with the government. It's a non-political show, but I'm talking about all 3 governments that we have had. And one thing that I've noticed is that Gambian government, we are so saturated with so many people that are not particularly doing anything. It's not a secret. I'm going to call this section, it's not a secret. It's not a secret that people come into work, sign in, and then they will have for lunch, and 1 o'clock. Offices in Gambia, yeah, for now they used to close at 4. And I've seen people go home at freaking midday. And if you're trying to tell me, as the head of that department, you haven't noticed, you don't, because you're, let's say you're the minister or the you know, the person second in command, you're trying to tell me that you don't feel like you need to tell people that, you need to get your shit together. I mean, it starts from even when people go into work. I've seen people that's supposed to start work at 8 o'clock. In Gambia, man ma de gis ñoo xamne 9-10 o'clock la ñoo jema xey ne dañoo dem office. Yow su fekkone lool la, what is the point of you going? What is the point of you going to work if you know ne you're always going to be punctually late? We laugh about this, but billahi wallahi talai, mama linga man ko don jema share nak what the, and I'm like, at what point la ñoo wara xelaat ne ñun suñ administrations ñu ngi feel based on ne ku ñu wara jiit ne ko di jiit, right? Ku ñu wara nekk di jox directive moom si boppam mooy later ñëw. Ku ñu wara jox incentives moom si boppam moom talu dara lu mooy duga si four-wheel drive am aga si office bi secretary bi defal ko tea mu sign a few things here and there. If you're head of administration, you should be the first one there and the last one to leave. So fekkee ne yow mënuloo faa toog, then you're war nga xalaat the second in command. Is your second in command there for the sake of ne mun na liggéeyam, or is it somebody ko xam ne danga ko fa teg because the person is a yes boss person? And we have a lot of those people that are yes boss people. And these yes boss people, they don't bring shit to the table. Most of the time, they cannot even communicate properly on the level. They feel like they have the same importance as the person in charge, but yet still, they're at the same level as the minor staff. So that person is just there. And you find a lot of these people fill up our government institutions. How many people sign into work in Gambian government, get a salary at the end of the month, not realizing that, okay, just maybe, yellow mahalis be because let's talk about deadlines, for instance. You want to get something signed in Gambia and you realize, if it's a 24-hour job or something that should have been done in 24 hours, bruh, you will be waiting for at least 2 weeks in Banjo, if not more. If you write a letter, yalla boom neka lo urgent. That shit will be in rotation. Si department bu neka si administration bobu nonu bala mo aga si nit ku mo wara dem. And koku lu mu wara def rek moy sign. Yalla buñ na ne oh redirect the letter to someone else. All these things are shit that we need to stop. It's like, as a Gambian, let's not forget we are still a developing country. We still have a lot to do. We cannot snooze through our development and expect perfect results. You cannot put in half of an effort and get half the results. Most of the people don't understand that, yeah, I'm going to be let me be gender biased here. But women run these businesses. You always find a woman who is second in command, or third in command, or Musibir office, but let's just say Musibir office. She's there on time, she's there to work, you know, she's doing what she's supposed to do. But Koku, ñu nekk ci ronam, xej na nañ ko jéema undermine pour génné ko, or pour gunu xatal ko, or duñ ko ne yàlla boo nekk góor bu sexist nag. Dañoo ne oh yeah duma liggéey kii parce que jigéen la. People still think like this in Gambia. Or duma def kii duma ko jox suma képp lay katan, or duma ko jox everything, because at the end of the day feel like nane this woman is a jigéen and she's beneath me, or ëpput ma degree, or gënut ma xam suma soxla, or things like that, just pour wàññi kooku success or what should be a collective success. Ñun dañ lay fàtte ne institutions yi we are all built. Kuneka has a role to play, and if someone fucks up on their role, it makes the whole institution look bad, the whole company looks bad, everything that you stand for will look bad, because that flaw will always be there. Talk about women rights. We talk about rights of the woman. I'm sorry, my sister, sometimes we compromise. And the only reason why we compromise is because we feel like we have to offer a little something on the side. Maybe it's a drink here, maybe it's allowing a flirtatious remark, maybe, I mean, I wouldn't even say that, I put it past you, maybe you la def naka sudut nonu, so you can secure your job. My sister, like, let me talk to you guys on the level. I have seen women go into work dressed inappropriately. I'm not saying, yeah, a woman does not have the right to wear what she wants to wear, but sometimes we do bring this upon ourselves. And that's the point where we know, you know what, I'm not gonna bunta boko ube, gori nañ la si fekasi. So when na nga yomba, gori nañ la si fekasi. But when I say it be too much, God didn't expect that from you. And yes, you are entitled to wear whatever you want to wear, regardless of, you know, God amurai bobu no sako. Bul musana ulolu. But come on now, ligay kai plus ligay kai la. Your cleavage should not be popping out. Your ass should not be outside. You should be wearing lo hamna lujatla. I'm not being a company, I mean, I love What's on Gambia, but What's on Gambia really went in with some facts on this a couple of years ago. And it was true. And these are people in your hamlet, they work in marketing. My sister, what are you selling? What are you selling? Marketing agents are the worst. Because yes, they're known to bring in money and bring in the business, but at the end of the day, at what cost? There is a generalization, and there's a generalization. Women in Gambia, if you are in marketing, Sisasi, they think you're selling more than the company. You lay down the rules. Don't allow anyone to lay down your rules. Don't allow a woman, anybody, to lay down the rules for you. You have labor rights, you have sexual abuse there are so many places you can go and file a case. But we tolerate it. Gambia, they couldn't tolerate because nobody expect me, okay, so I tolerate li yaga nañ ma jox raise, or kii duma daha, or Suma definitely key coffee. I mean, I've seen it. And it's not necessary. Hamlen sen bopa. Chilu neka nak. Chilu neka. You know, as an employee, hamasa digante sa employer from what I am. You know, nafangor lal, naka respect lal, sen ligay mola for you, mola for you, but you know what? I am sick and tired of boss your hamne. They don't even know what's going on in their place of work, their company, their tablet, whatever. But sen staff yange ligay. And this is for people in your hamne, company your hamne, sen place, you gay ligay. People, there are Gambian institutions your hamne, you gay ligay. And they do a lot, and they invest a lot, and they don't get paid enough. Okay, with the way things are going in this world, maybe Gambians should charge per hour, just maybe. Just maybe, imagine you get paid the amount of hours that you put in. You get overtime and all of that. Just maybe. But imagine, Tamit, a boss not always taking credit for doing fuck all, but making it seem that he's the brainchild behind this whole company that he's running. If you are head of an administration and you go to on break at what time? Let's say 3 o'clock, or let's say 12. 12 got them break, and don't you at 2:30? Yene lolu break la. You have calls, you have people, you have things to sort out. You know, you have a finance directors here. I don't even blame you for dipping in the cash sometimes. It's there. If a boss cannot take his employment or his company or whatever seriously, seriously, a person will only work for you and reflect the amount of energy that you put in. I will say that again. A person that is working for you will only put in the same amount of energy that you reflect on them. So if you show them that they have to work and you are working, I'm not saying to show verbally or giving, no. Yo, sisa bopa yagi boka si network. Watch sa bopa di anasa lige kati di ngendi lige di nyefe. Trust me. Nyonyo dinañ am kersa pour def naka sudu nonu. Hana ñu doon ba dola pire. But at the end of the day, but why do we sit here and have these conversations about Gambian establishments not working, when in actual fact there's no synergy, there's no connection, there's no understanding? Boss is up here, muntatal staff from Uneka, so but at the end of the day, we get your directions, many, okay, you guys aren't shit, but you still work for me, and I'm still gonna give you minimum wage that you cannot even sustain your lifestyle with, but at the end of the day, you know what? Man might a boss. When are we going to change? When are we going to actually understand that Gambia, suñ liggéey ethics mooy suñ problème? Suñ liggéey ethics mooy suñ problème. Danga gis ñoo xam ne, okay, it is so easy for Gambians to consider, and this word makes me laugh, CEO. If we all knew the definition of a CEO, you would know that some people have a long way to go. You know, like, okay, the other word I am so tired of hearing people use and abuse is entrepreneur. I am an entrepreneur of this. Oh, the new one is I am a counselor. No, not counselor. Consultant. Gambia, I'm sorry, how many consultants do we actually have? What qualifies you to be a consultant? Like, why are you even considering yourself a consultant? Who are you consulting? Where are your success stories? Unless you have a database or portfolio that proves that you have success companies or successful people under your belt, I think you need to revisit that word of consultancy or whatever you call yourself. Anybody can be a freaking title. But that yellow nga title bobu lañ nga xam. Ndax yellow nga ko. Ñun dañ hawa like Gambia ñun dañ hawa real nak. We are lost in what we define as someone who is successful. We are lost in trying to figure out who the person that we should hold as a role model. We are lost in the appearance of what we think is a successful MD or somebody who you know, like, yeah. Ñun dañ respect suit and tie da nga xamne. If a poor man, uneducated man was supposed to fix up, get himself together, sanse ba mata geja, taka tie, taka belta, sol kos, tog, nga am ko xamne dina sol ben a t-shirt. He na am na under his belt years of experience, work, and I'm a property, like he is like made. Nyefena, for the past 20 years, or let's say 10 years, pull product or business or whoever or lepelo ham na mungo jema lige at that point in time. So feke ne koko tauna, mungi humble, mungi sol t-shirt and jeans as sports yum ham ne man suma lige be latte out suit and tie. Koko tau. Large mo kunyo gena joh chir. The person in the haftan or the suit and flipping tie. When are we actually going to understand that sometimes, just sometimes, it's good to know the person that you're trying to emulate or trying to classify as someone, you know, professional? Maybe we need to revisit what we term as a successful business person or successful businessman. Maybe it's time for us to even acknowledge this is something no have been buying now for help. Gis nga nit mun nga nek ci métier yalla xewale la lu bari nga am alal lu du jeex business bi di dox mashallah nga am ko xamne liggéey na ci ay 15 years 30 years, let's say 30 years mu ngi nekk ci benn project yefi sorti wut ma wax leen nag leena you cannot compare experience with finance, because kooku xëy na lum nooy ñefe benn network ba am ay not establishment but am network am buy mun a dox loo nu mu ko buggee ak ku am xaalis bi yàlla xeewalee ko fekk yàlla moo ko xeewal fekk amul experience bi ngir yàlla gaane bu leen dee compare ñu mel noonu. We have a habit of, okay, I'll say this. Somebody that has done their time within an industry cannot be compared to someone who has just joined. And someone that has just joined, ngir yàlla jéem leen a dem uti ji xam-xam wala advice or something from that person. Because xamuloo loo faa jëlee. Nit ñi Gambia dañ teel a diis dañ teel a gis tell us, like, why? Just because you're making a couple of extra thousands or a couple of extra dollars here and there and you feel like, okay, now I'm not kid bu rafet, that's it. No, with experience comes the knowledge. With the time comes the understanding of whatever you're trying to get into. Better help to help. Nit mun na laa sooti xam-xam si lu gàtta si wax bu tuuti nga jëlee si lu bari nga jëriñoo ko waaye ñun dañ gaaw a dija. I don't know if that's proper Wolof or not. We are the most I don't. It's like saying if Drama was supposed to start a company today and she was okay. I start selling sugar, let's say. man duma mos a compare suma bopp koo xam ne am na 50 years si marché bi so foofu lañ utee Gambien bi jéem leen a uti xam-xam nekk ak jiit si place going back to this boss man thing, going back to this being a boss. Bala nga nekk a boss war nga am xam-xam bi, war nga am pas-pas bi, war nga am naka la ko waxati humbleness bi. Looy diis am na ñoo xam ne suñ nekkee boss sañ bokkay suñ leen ooyee duñ uyu. Am na ñoo xam ne ñuy def si biti sax suñ demee ba aga benn stage si biti la ñoo gën a jàppandan si biir kenn waxu ne bul dimbale waaye kenn waxuti tamit ne you know dangaa faata sa démba. Am na ñoo xam ne dem nañ ba toog si place ne ba parewuñ sax pour ne acknowledge sax ne ñu ngi bokkaa kii wala bokkaa diw wala bokkaa diw. Ku nekk am nga fi problème ku nekk jaar nga si jaar bala ngaa aga si place. Kuneka, everybody has been through some form of experience. Boo xam ne bu la gënaloon doo si jaar waaye jaar na gasi te si nga si mun a def li nga war a def wala si nga si gis sa boppa wala si nga see gën a jëriñoo sa boppa wala moo tax nga nekk ki nga doon tey waaye lu tax ñun ñu gaaw a beew lu ñu jot. And I'm saying this with the utmost respect. Gambien buñ dee gaaw a ekati suñ boppa lan la lu ñu tax a diis dangaa gis koo xam ne yaa ngi am company mu leer na leen yaa ngi dunda si aaxi jàmbur mu jaral la na yaa ok man lii man maa ko liggéey suma po dangaa fen my friend nit koo fi gis mu taxaw te am na ñoo xam ne dañ la dimbale. You know, it's like what Uncle Mustafa Njai once said to me, and I will never forget this. Mu ne ma képp koo xam ne dafa jóg fokk nga mbostande ko si dara. So koo xam ne yaa ngi nekk si kaw yaa ngi nekk jiiti place ngir yàlla bu leen fàtte ñoo xam ne dañ la dimbale woon pour nga àgga foofu. Cause loolu mooy tax nga nekk ngor. Loolu mooy tax nga nekk gor. am na ñoo xam ne maa naa si laal tey te loo xam ne I've noticed it dama waxoon naa si affaire mbokka waaye maa ngi wax si affaire kilifa bu la dara mu sa jaral, and I'm saying this with the utmost respect. Bu la dara jaral nga àgga feena foo xam ne dangaa dem ba xeeb sa waajur. Bu la dara jaral tamit nga dem nga foog ne yaa gën a xam ñëpp yaa gën a mun ñëpp yaa ëpp ñëpp doole or place or whatever or kilifa yaa yàlla moo ko dee def si nit waaye dafa des si noo xam ne noonu nga koo manager dafa des si noo xamee ne noonu ngay jëflantee nit ñi parce que ëllëg si biir bu dara su dara changé at least di nga mën a wéeruwaat si ñooñu. Dara jaru fi diis waaye su fekkee ne yàlla def na la si place nga nekk a boss o nga nekk a jiit wala nga nekk a kilifa maandu si dereti jàmbur o ñaxi jàmbur sooy na deret maandul lu nit ki yelloo nga fay ko. Am na ñoo xam ne dañoo téye salari jàmbur mu leer na leen man kii de mu maa indil ay millions xaaral ma seet naka laa investir si moom wala ma jox ko share wala ma jéem a seet naka laa koo jàppalee laaj ko lan mooy aspirations am lan la bugg a ëllëg si biir I mean all those things. Am na yenn institutions yu ngay fayal seen staff yi university alhamdulillah you know masha Allah tamit si loolu waaye am na ñoo xam ne dañoo liggéey feena for almost 10-15 years te duñ fa génnee dara. Statement bu correct sa mënuloo ko am sa place liggéey den war ngaa xoolaat sa boppa war ngaa xoolaat sa boppa as a member of staff war ngaa xoolaat sa boppa ndax sa boss mu ngi la value because ñu bari ñu ngeen liggéey si institutions yi Banjul and they are wasting your time. Gis nga if your dream is bigger and you foresee something changing you prepare for that dream I'm not saying quit your job. I'm just saying follow your heart. Sometimes we all depend on a salary, a wage, a bit of money that we know is consistently coming in. But maybe soon dream or soon aspiration or soon, we hope to become something else. How are we prepared for that dream? It's important that every time an opportunity knocks, take away from that opportunity, try and gain access to that opportunity. Yalla bu la tàcculee si leneen nga bugg a spend sa time toog si job boo xam ne it's not mediocre waaye you can do better su fekkee ne dooroo nga sa own business. Gather facts, gather information, go around, seek something better. Life is too short to depend on sometimes just a monthly salary of $2,500. There's always an opportunity, and something that we need to remember tamit is métier la am na ñoo xam ne ñu ngi liggéey and liggéey bu ñoo def mun nañ ko lool waaye because nit ñi ñu ngi ko xoolee as liggéey bu let's say bu tuuti liggéey bu xam ne okay, I'm back. Sorry for that was my internet. WhatsApp bu toha moo gën bu tuuru. If God has blessed us with little, there's a way you can break down that little. Sutura sa boppa, jaam si sa borom, but tamit pare pour sa ëllëg. How many of us, I spoke about this week to someone, and I said, how many of us actually went through part-time work when studying? This is something that I feel young Gambians need to start doing. There is nothing wrong in taking up a part-time job to not just financial gain, yes, that lolo mungsi, while also it prepares you for more responsibility. We tend to want to not work when we're studying in college or university and things like that, but when we do travel abroad, you have no other option. So it's important that as a parent or as a guardian, or if you're listening and you're still going to school, try and find something lo hamne you can do on the side. Something lo hamne, it's a couple of hours a week, not just for that, but pusa independence. And then the more you gain work experience, the better for yourself, because then it prepares you for the outside world. And we have a habit of always waiting for that good uncle. That good uncle that will help you. Now that good uncle is probably broke. And I'm not saying broke as in dafa ñàkk xaalis. That uncle has more responsibility probably for his own family. Times have changed. It's important that we adapt. So I'm gonna reach out, and if you're listening and you're still studying, like I said before, try and figure out a part-time job or part-time thing that you can do on the side besides your studies. You will thank me later. But I am going to wrap up today. I think I've done enough cussing out. But it was important that I had this conversation. But I'm going to wrap up on a couple of things, and which is basically repeating what I said earlier. Ñun Gambian bi dafa jot nañ jóg ñu liggéey, but liggéey si loo xam ne dañ ko teg si yoon, dañ ko teg si loo xam ne am na ñoo xam ne yeah maybe suma wax bi laal na leen, and I'm not trying to, like I said si beginning bi man nekkuma di target any institution, nekkuma di wax pour direct any small comments at anyone pour ñu gaaw a gis seen boppam, waaye su fekkee ne nit ki dégloo nga ma xel man lu ma wax is very simple. Gambian bi dañ gom boss yaa, dañ gom leadership, dañ gom nekk ci kanam, waaye ndax ñun as a leader ndax am nañ qualities yooyu noonu, ndax ñu nekk di like ñu ñoo jéem a jàppale pour ñu liggéey suñu ron, ndax ñoom ñu ngi leen di jox right right environment, ñu ngi leen di jox right rights, ñu ngi leen di jox motivation. It's another thing that we lack in our country. As a boss, you need to motivate your team. You need to talk to your team. It's not about me, because at the end of the day, ñu la nekk dina support as workers or as employees or whatever. ñooñu ñooy tax ëllëg si biir sa company wala sa establishment wala sa business wala sa dara dem kanam. So mun naa toog fii man list out so many things yoo xam ne ñu ngee def wrong, within the business infrastructure. But man, si suma wàllum booba, I've worked in government, I've worked in private, I've worked for myself. And all I constantly see are stupid mistakes, yoo xam ne it could change. We need to respect ourselves within the working environment. We need to not give in to compromising ourselves or our dreams or our futures, because at the end of the day, we expect a salary of $2,500 a month. Take a risk. Do something, lo hamne. At the end of the day, work-wise, okay, I'm fulfilling what I want to fulfill, not somebody else's dream. I want to also urge Gambians to employ the youth. We keep on talking about lack of employment, but at the end of the day, na institutions in okay, we keep doing all these workshops, all these support groups and things like that, but are we actually using the certificates and shit that we put together? Are we actually offering young Gambians jobs? Are we investing in our young? If I'm not even talking about investment of money, I'm talking about investment of support. We need to create some form of dialogue with the youth in order to establish ways to make them feel and encourage them and motivate them to either start their own thing, go out and do internships, or just go out and feel like, I have a chance in Gambia. But if we do not create that situation or that environment, naka la suñ xale di màggee wala ñoo jëriñ suñ réew te duñ gis dara lu dul mooy ne dem bi moo si am solo. Ñun as I'm not even saying ñun, yéen as leaders of institution, government or not, get your shit together, get your shit right, because at the end of the day, there are youth that want to actually emulate what you're doing, come on board with what you're doing, support whatever you're doing, but dafa fekk ne yéen as njiit ñu ngi ko gis ci seen bët. So yëfi communication la. This affaire sexist kii jigéen la góor jigéen, like all of this stuff that we do, góor gënul jigéen, jigéen gënul góor. At this point in time, we need to put all that rubbish aside and jéem a liggéey. Su fekkee ne sa boss or sa manager or whatever ku la jox instructions jigéen la. Bro, take the instructions and get to work. This gender okay jigéen la duma jiit is nonsense. And it's not even that we just see it in Gambia, this is everywhere. But I'm actually directing my conversation to my people, and it is time for us, it is time for us to even try and judge jigéen cër bu moom. Because bés boo am na yenn institutions su fekkee ne jigéen ñi jógee nañ fa, those institutions will fall apart. Every office in Gambia am na benn anti bu fa toog waroon naa pension bu yaaga, waaye there's always that one woman koo xam ne mu ngi fa te kooku moo nekk di run everything, muy business wise, even muy breakfast wise ak añ wise, muy coow wax bu sew si biir office bi, maire boobu is always there. Kooku at what point la boss bi di gestu sa ne ko, you know what, bés boo bàyyee sa amal naa la sa lii ak sa lii ak sa lii, dinaa la jàppale si lii, liggéeyal nga ñu nangam jërëjëf, wala nga jox ko even a share. This is where equity and share comes in. Gambians, stop being so freaking greedy. Like, offer someone a piece of your project, or your money, or your finances, or your company. Du la wàññi dara. Dafa tax kooku gën a sawar sax pour jàppale la. I am just thinking, like, how many of us
really want to come home to Gambia and stay there. But we need a lucrative environment. And if you're trying to tell me that we're still stuck on salaries that are 2,500 and Sakumala is like 1,500 or 1,600, go what say fair Saddam school fees, go what say job, like fan guy jele funds yoyu. Mota ñi ragal ñoo ñibisi. And that's why we have so many companies dotted all around the freaking company and none of them are moving. None of the companies are moving. All these startups that are supposedly being funded by institutions like YEP and GAIPA, ben a year and ñaari year and it's over for you. Because at the end of the day, ñu la war a jàppale ñoo xam ne ñooy 1% of Gambia bi pour xejal la duñ la xejal suñ la xejal tamit dañ la def halfway investment, halfway effort wala halfway yéene la pour nga dem. How many of us have established companies and at the end of the day ñu ngi invest in ñun wala ñu jox ñu loan loo xam ne loans yoo xam ne you cannot even pay. waxuma la ak Gambia Revenue Authority. Where do those tariffs come from? Why as young Gambian entrepreneurs, why are we paying so much freaking tax? Are we making that much? Even if we are we making it to pay it back to the government? Are we? And it's the same government that runs the electricity and the utility companies that we need to move our businesses forward. Institutions like Amta cannot even provide us with proper internet. Then we have 3G companies as well that are providing us with internet. But are those actual networks working? We sit and we talk about AfriCells and GamCells and QCells taking our money with the internet, Wi-Fi, apparently almost broadband system, promises that they have failed, and you don't even have enough, like the internet is so slow you can't even upload a flipping file. So how are we as young startup bosses, let's call them bosses here, how are we as young starting up companies going to make it? Can we please have facilities that work? And I'm talking to everyone here. If you're going to start something, a business or a company or whatever, make sure your shit is functional. Make sure that you promise what you're delivering is what you promise. Make sure that you know that when you cannot do the job, you're ready to take on board someone that will do the job. You have so many people that are running companies that want to do the marketing, want to do the finance, want to do the everything. It's like these fashion designers. Some of us went to art school. Some of us graduated with degrees to do fashion, etc., etc., etc. You're not tailors. You're a designer. But you can pick out the ones that actually take their businesses serious. I am tired of people talking about the fashion industry in Gambia like it's a pathetic joke. We have the know-how, but do we have the network? Production houses come and go. You have people in your hand that you're in your, or I'm saying 10 machines in that production. But as designers, can we sketch? Can we give directions on cuts? Can we actually tell them that, you know what, this line is wonky, you need to straighten, Do we know our fabric? We're sitting here talking about, oh, we're all designers. No, friend, we're not even on the same page, some of us. So at the end of the day, it is important that you don't try, I'm talking to fashion designers here. If you need to get knowledge, go and get that knowledge. If you need to sign up for sewing lessons, go and get those sewing lessons. Because at the end of the day, you cannot say and call yourself something that you are not. Yaga, long dina fein. And yaga, copying other people's stuff will not move you forward. We have amazing designers in Gambia. We also have amazing tailors, and I hope Gambians know the difference. When it comes to running a fashion brand, you need to know your branding. You need to have someone in charge of that. You need to know your finance. You need to have somebody on top of that. You need to know how much you're paying, the wage, all of that. You need to have books and keep this shit to, like, you need to know this. It's like from there, Forex be the same thing. Everybody's trying to do money transfer and all of that stuff. All of these people doing these things as jobs. Friend, do you have the know-how? Can't you not employ someone who just graduate? Maybe mungi graduate from Gambia, yang ko help, why yang get them uti ko hamne mungi joge Europe just because koko joge na Europe or America. Koko na ko that's my finance manager. Danga ham ndax ku nekk Banjul xëj na mun naa liggéey job boobu noonu. Danga xam ndax ku jógee America dafa just amoon a job si bank si mu ñëw nga gis ne am na reference of liggéeyal na Barclays Bank. Please, we need to be better than this. So, on that note, Mr. Boss, know your team, pick your team, understand that you need your team and respect your team. Whatever your team needs, make sure you're paying them, Mr. Boss, enough money to stay around and do the job. The secretary is not your coffee lady. The secretary is there to do a job. The secretary should have enough training to even answer the phone. The secretary should have enough knowledge to type a letter. So all these secretaries that I see around, because you guys already know what I'm talking about. But Mr. Boss, know your employees, respect your employees, pay your employees, and give your employees a voice. So on that note, I'm going to wrap up today. Santa. And I know I've spoken for quite a while, but inshallah, I'll be coming on a couple of more days or whatever before the end of the year. But yeah, that was today's Chit Chat with Chat. And I hope get digled mahol. Tebulen ma mere nak to suma chobare pour disrespect anybody, but I feel like it's time for us to talk. You know, it's collective. The government cannot go without the people, and the people cannot go without the government. So the government, more or less, is built by the people. So that, in retrospect, is like the final message I have for everyone. And I'm so happy that you guys tuned in. But I'll be back next week, inshallah, and man in the nyanal weekend jama. You know, hey, well, you buddy, inshallah. Corona bi gay gawa gena suñ bir na you know ñu xawa delu wat ci normal lifestyle. While in the meantime, let's just stay focused, stay innovative, and stay supportive of anybody that you know needs help. Quarantine be metina, but let's use this time wisely. Let's try and support each other, and let's just try and send out or come back stronger. Banjul, Gambia, Suma, all of these places, your hamne swindeka. Even Sidekis making it against Satan League. What everybody has a role to play for Banjul or Gambia. It is time now we take on those roles and do it to the best of our capacity. Because at the end of the day, nobody is going to move forward unless you have the support of your people. And it's important that we all know this. The video will be going up on YouTube, and you fanana jama. Thank you so much for watching.